Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook, Chapter 26 Unexpected Joy. Wang Chang, Brother Su Wu, the first list is out. In the territory, Su Wu, who was exercising the precision of space control in the open space, finally received a letter from Wang Chang. Mengxin, how is the situation? Wang Chang, except my subordinates, there are about 1,000 people who are interested in joining the alliance. Wang Chang, perhaps it was the attack of your attendant, Brother Su Wu, that frightened the people nearby. Among the thousands of people, there are more than 100 people who are lords nearby. It is a pleasant surprise. Wang Chang, I will send you the specific information on these people now, you can watch it first. Wang Chang, Number 1, Chat Channel ID, you can also become a light, the real name is Yan Guang, the territory is marked. 100 or so. Seeing the message from Wang Chang, Su Wu's eyes flashed with surprise. He never thought there would be so many people. According to statistics, there are as many as tens of millions of Blue Stars lords who passed through the Gate of Crossing this year. After these tens of millions of people crossed the Gate of Crossing, the place where they descended was the Morning Forest area where they were located. It was just an amazing coincidence that he and Wang Chang were so close. In this vast sea of people, it is actually very difficult to find people who are near them and who are willing to obey orders completely. Even if there are 2 gold signs for the first and second place in the Rookie Lord assessment, the requirement of completely obeying the order still puts 99% of the people back. But, surprises always come so suddenly. The long-range bombing by Kang Yu not long ago caused all the lords in this area near Su Wu to be greatly frightened. And among these frightened lords, some of them happened to see Wang Chang's previous speech and understood where the terrifying attack came from. With this premise as a guarantee, these people are actually the people who have the most confidence in Su Wu except Wang Chang. Therefore, after Wang Chang replaced Su Wu and issued a declaration to conquer the Dawn Forest within a week, and began to recruit people on a large scale. These people are also the main force who have the most confidence in Su Wu and are willing to fully obey the orders to join the Newbie Alliance. Glancing at Wang Chang, who was still sending information to himself on the private chat channel, Su Wu temporarily closed the chat interface and walked out of the village. After a few minutes, he came to an open field. Here, the members of the rabbit tribe, who have just joined the tribe, are working hard to reclaim the land, preparing to plant spiritual grass and practical food seeds. Glancing around, Su Wu quickly found Kang Yu, who was mixed in with the rabbit clan lowly. The other party was holding a small bag of edible fruit, standing in the corner tasting it, kakaka. After seeing Su Wu appear, Kang Yu with a bulging mouth like a hamster put away the small bag and walked over. Su, you swallow before you speak. Gudong. Su Wu, what's the matter? Your mission is here. Facing Kang Yu, who was developing in the direction of foodies, Su Wu glanced around the other's flat stomach and said, I will give you some coordinates next, and the locations of these coordinates or monster nests exist. I need you to rush over in the shortest possible time, clean up these nests, and then teleport back to me through space to report to me. I will recruit new troops at that time. It is good. By the way, if we have enough manpower, I can give you some servants to help collect food. It is good. Whoosh. Quote. Why do you have the illusion of being crooked? Looking at Kang Yu, who disappeared in place in an instant, Su Wu said with some regrets. Since you think it's crooked, then correct it. Lucky Rabbit, who came a few steps slower, complained, that guy's mouth hasn't stopped for an hour just now. According to her way of eating, within a day our territory will be short of food. Su Wu shook his head helplessly. If you can't correct it, just give up. After getting along for a long time, he already had some preliminary understanding of Kang Yu. Although the other party seems to have no big needs on the surface. But in fact, Kang Yu, who looks like a girl with no three, is observing things around her all the time to satisfy her curiosity. And once it attracts her attention, Kang Yu, who usually has no desires, will continue to increase her attention in this area. This point, Su Wu has verified twice. The curiosity about gear was once, and the curiosity about food is now again. But, can't you support it for a day? Su Wu stroked his chin thoughtfully. If he remembered correctly, the food brought by the rabbit clan was enough to feed 10 people for a week. According to Kang Yu's eating method, I am afraid that in the future, he will spend a lot of money just on food. Seems like it's time to make money faster. Returning to the time house through space teleportation, Suwu carefully checked the information sent by Wang Chang. In order to prevent accidents, it is impossible for him to go out alone without Kang Yu without sufficient security. However, he can remotely control the skeleton knight in the distance and let the other party do some chores. For example, while Kang Yu was heading to the first monster lair, let these skeleton knights approach the remaining monster lair and record the spatial coordinates in advance. Chapter 27. Tens of thousands of meters northwest of Su Wu's territory. A scarlet magic circle suddenly appeared in the air. After a while, an eyeball the size of a palm drilled out of the magic circle, looking at the surrounding scene. Snow-white frost covered the ground, exuding a penetrating chill. On the ground, a large number of dead monster corpses were scattered in the east and the west, reminding the comers what a tragic battle had taken place here. Looking at this scene that can be called a drawing of hell, the huge eyeballs flew back and forth in the air a few times. After confirming that there was nothing missing, he drilled back into the scarlet magic circle. The magic circle fluctuated again, and this time, the one who came out of it was a lich in a black cloak. Hi! Just as he got out of the magic circle, the lich couldn't help taking a breath of cold air. Cold. It's so cold. This long-lasting cold air that seems to freeze a person from the inside to the outside is really terrifying. Sure enough, that old guy didn't do it. The lich, who had adapted to the cold air, said to himself, that old guy's ability is from the holy light, so he can't create this kind of cold air at all. But this matter may not have nothing to do with him. Long before his betrayal, there had always been rumors that behind the Foxiao Empire, there were top-secret cards that only the royal family could use. If this is true, then the picture in front of him is likely to be caused by that top-secret hole card. Looks like I'm a little underprepared. After roughly simulating the opponent's strength in his mind, the lich made a decision and said, it is still necessary to complete the transformation of that stupid dragon before launching an attack. Just do it. After having an idea, the lich went straight through the scarlet circle and returned to his home. In his anticipation, as long as the king-level dragon can be successfully transformed, even if the Foxiao Empire moves out of the hole, it is not his opponent. The other side. Su Wu, who still didn't know how much pressure a small skill of his servants brought to the boss behind the scenes in the Dawn Forest, has also checked the information sent by Wang Chang at this moment. Leaning on the chair, Su Wu, who had nothing else to do for the time being, took out a bottle of potion. This is the world-breaking prop he brought from Wang Chang. The reason why he hasn't used it is because when he was looking at the options, he found an incredible option. Option 1. Take this potion after 14 seconds, and after the duration ends, you can get special skills, Nirvana Rebirth, Super Speed Regeneration, Fire Elemental Body, Phoenix Yan. Close black lens bracket. Get 4 special skills in one go. After seeing this option, Su Wu was stunned for several seconds. After all, in his perspective, in the dense arrangement from top to bottom, suddenly one option was twice as long as the other options. This special situation was the first time Su Wu encountered after obtaining the Divine Judgment. Using the world-breaking prop, Nirvana Rebirth, within 60 seconds, the physique and spirit will increase by 200 points, and the temporary skill, Super Speed Regeneration, will be obtained at the same time. Close black lens bracket. Super Speed Regeneration. Consume a certain amount of physical strength to quickly recover from physical injuries. Close black lens bracket. After taking the time to drink the medicine, a powerful force rose from the body. At the same time as this powerful force continuously rises from the body, Su Wu could feel a mass of unknown energy run off blood, which began to burst into the limbs and bones. This energy is like a flame, exuding vitality, full of vitality, burning in Su Wu's body. Clap, clap, clap. Sounds like firecrackers exploded continuously from Su Wu's body. Faced with this situation, Su Wu not only did not feel any pain, but closed his eyes comfortably. After a short thought, he had already figured out the source of this mutation. Overdrive Regeneration. This skill will not only repair wounds on the surface of the body, but also repair all potential hidden dangers in the body. When the time expires, the effect of the world-breaking prop, Nirvana Rebirth, disappears, and the temporary skill, Super Speed Regeneration, is removed. Close black lens bracket. Congratulations on obtaining the permanent skills, Nirvana Rebirth, Super Speed Regeneration, Fire Elemental Body, and Phoenix Yan. Close black lens bracket. 60 seconds passed in a flash. After the effect of the potion wears off and the temporary skill, Super Speed Regeneration, is removed. Su Wu ushered in the permanent skill, Super Speed Regeneration, and 3 other special skills of the same level. Body of Fire Elemental. The effect of fire attribute skills is increased tenfold, the casting speed is increased by 100%, and the regular physical damage is reduced by 50%. Close black lens bracket. Phoenix Yan. Summons the Phoenix Yan, causing double damage to the enemy both mentally and physically. Close black lens bracket. Nirvana Rebirth. After death, cancel all negative states on the body, immediately revive in full state, store a resurrection chance every 30 days, the current number of resurrections stored, 1. Close black lens bracket. FK. After checking the 3 skills, even Su Wu, who has always been calm, couldn't help but swear. This skill is outrageous, not to mention the effects of Fire Elemental Body and Feng Yan. The former's effect is comparable to the S-rank Fire Attribute Fighting Talent, while the latter is a magical skill that can attack both the body and the mind at the same time. But even if these 2 skills and Super Speed Regeneration add up, their value is far less than Nirvana Regeneration in Su Wu's eyes. 1 resurrection coin for 30 days, which can still be stored. This is not a magic trick, this is a plugin. Chapter 28. After a brief ecstasy, Su Wu calmed down from the sudden surprise. Resurrection is just a trump card. This kind of thing can bring the greatest benefit only when it is shown to the enemy for the first time. The void is huge. Since there is such an unreasonable resurrection ability, there must also be the ability to ignore this resurrection ability and fundamentally obliterate a person. If it is too rough, it will only be yourself who will suffer in the end. Touching his stomach, Su Wu felt a hint of hunger. The repair of super speed regeneration requires physical strength as fuel. Under the blessing of the potion before, his physique increased by 200 points, but he didn't feel much. Now that the power brought by the potion has receded, and Su Wu, whose physique is a little stronger than ordinary people, will soon become insufficient. Su Wu, I'm back. Just as Su Wu was going to get some food from Lucky Rabbit, Kang Yu's voice sounded from behind. It's good to be back. A smile appeared on Su Wu's face. Kang Yu, give me something to eat. Okay. Kang Yu hesitated, and reluctantly took out her own small bag and handed it over. Very helpful. Su Wu, who was increasingly hungry, took the bag unceremoniously and ate it up. Quite a while. Under Kang Yu's resentful gaze, Su Wu comfortably touched her stomach and made a scornful voice, it's cool. Stare. Cough. It's just a little food, don't worry about it. Stare. I have given orders to others, they will bring back the edible monsters after they have hunted them down. Please eat my favorite barbecue dishes at night. Stare. Facing Kang Yu, who was stubborn about strange things, Su Wu thought for a while and calmly gave a solution. If you like those foods so much, you can go to Lucky Rabbit later to take the rest of the supplies. Is it okay? Kang Yu asked in confusion. Although she has no need for food, she understands that Su Wu and others still need to eat. This is also the main reason why she didn't empty the warehouse before. Just take it. Su Wu waved his hand. Anyway, he is not very interested in those strange fruits and vegetables. As for Lucky Rabbit's dissatisfaction, just go back and give her something good. After selling the other party casually, Su Wu got up from the chair. Let's go to the lair to recruit servants. After confirming the spatial coordinates, Su Wu quickly teleported Kang Yu to the slain monster's lair. Taking a look at the cold battlefield as always, Su Wu turned his gaze to a short distance away. There, a chubby little fat man was standing there, leading 10 Tiger Clan orcs exuding fierce aura to guard the treasure chest. After noticing Su Wu's appearance, he picked up the treasure chest on the ground, and the fat in his belly rushed over. Lord, you are finally here. Who are you? Ah, I'm Yan Guang, the lord nearby. Fatty Yan Guang scratched his head embarrassedly and explained to Su Wu, the coordinates of this monster's lair are what I provided to Brother Wang Chang. Good job. Su Wu nodded, took out a middle-level energy stone and handed it over. This is your reward for providing information, and you will make persistent efforts in the future. Hey, thank you for the reward of the leader. He happily accepted the power stone rewarded by Su Wu, feeling that his future brightened instantly. Yan Guang calmed down and said, "Actually, I ran out of the territory this time because I have something serious to report to the Su Wu leader." Quote, "Let's talk," Su Wu said with interest. From being able to guess that his target is the monster's lair, and to wait in advance, it can be seen that the other party is not as harmless as it seems on the surface. In addition, he deliberately bypassed Wang Cheng to report to him. It seems that this little fat man should have some interesting news in his hands. About the regional mission of that strange monster, I learned some information about the murderer behind the scenes. Sure enough, Yan Guang's reply did not disappoint Su Wu. "But, how did you know?" "From a dead friend of mine." Yan Guang replied with some sadness. "Her luck is very bad. The location of the territory is not far from the murderer behind the scenes. Because the other party is seeing the new lord for the first time, he didn't do it the first time and gave her time to send me information. Actually, the main reason I came here to tell you, Su Wu, is to find someone to avenge me." "Your girlfriend?" Su Wu asked. No." As if being asked by Su Wu's question, the little fat man hesitated for a while, and finally explained, "That was a maid who came with me." "Oh." Su Wu glanced at Yan Guang thoughtfully. He said, "How can normal people choose to send information to others before they die?" It turned out to be a dead servant raised in a big family. Since Yan Guang wanted Su Wu to help him get revenge, he obviously didn't see him as Deadpool completely. But it doesn't have much to do with him either. After all, he didn't know the dead person either. "Tell me what you know." Su Wu took out an intermediate power stone again and threw it. "If the information is correct, your treatment in the Alliance will be improved by 1 level in the future." Chapter 29. Yan Guang's information is not much. In addition to the coordinates of his maid's death, for Su Wu, the most important piece of information is probably figuring out who the murderer is. It turned out to be a lich. After Yan Guang had finished reporting, Su Wu recalled the information about the lich that he had read. Liches are a very special race. It is not innate. Including the original lich, all the lich are the existence of various races, the day after tomorrow converted out. Therefore, the level of the lich does not have a definite characterization. From the middle level to the upper level, except for the mythical lich who never appeared, all the other lichs appeared. But since it's a lich, it can be explained by being able to create such strange things. "Is the lich strong?" Kang Yu, who knew nothing about the lich, asked curiously. "Not particularly strong in general," Su Wu explained, "but the beings who are transformed into lich basically have one characteristic in common, that is, research madness. There are very few ways to improve one's own rank in the void. Basically, most existences will be limited by their own aptitude. However, the lich is indeed one of the few beings that are not restricted. No matter how weak an existence is, at the moment of converting into a lich, one's aptitude will be raised to the lord level. After that, as long as you research a suitable method and find all the materials to transform your soul box, the lich's aptitude can be further improved. Certainly, that doesn't mean reincarnating as a lich is a good thing. Improving one's own aptitude is basically not much different from changing one's life against the sky. If you want to succeed, you will naturally have to pay a huge price. Except for some extremely special lich, basically all the places where the lich appears will set off a bloody storm. They will do everything in their power to collect souls and turn them into building blocks for themselves to the next stage. Therefore, the lich in the void is actually a position that people hate and abandon. Once discovered, capable people will choose to eliminate them, so as not to cause trouble in their own territory. However, the quality of that guy is the king's level. After telling Kang Yu what he knew about the lich, Su Wu continued, "If it is really a third-level lich, the quest that will be triggered will not be a regional quest, but a world quest." This is also the main reason why Su Wu has never been under too much pressure for this regional task. Don't look at Kang Yu's low level, but as long as it is not the existence of the upper three. Even a king-level creature with a full level of 70 would have at most half-baked with her. This is the current Kang Yu. When Su Wu's power stones are abundant and the level is further improved, Kang Yu's strength will be even more terrifying. So, the longer the lich dragged on, the more it would suffer. Su Wu, who temporarily suppressed the matter under the seat mark provided by Yan Guang, walked to the altar not far away. Perhaps it was a coincidence that the troop building in this monster's lair was also an altar of the dead. It's just that because this monster's lair is a small lair, the level of the undead altar is first level. Good luck, Su Wu said happily. Level 1 altar of the dead. This means that after he is recruited, he can upgrade through energy points. For Su Wu, who owns Made in Heaven, it doesn't take any time to upgrade the altar of the undead. After raising the level of the altar of the dead, Su Wu was able to reset the recruitment opportunity of the altar of the dead, and immediately recruited the second batch of subordinates. Blood earned. Following the hints made in heaven, Su Wu quickly completed the recruitment. The soldier he chose this time was still the undead knight. 15 skeleton knights riding on skeleton horses with basically the same attributes walked down the altar of the dead one after another and stood in front of Su Wu. Due to the existence of Kang Yu, the skeleton knight is full of confidence in your future. Close black lens bracket. The loyalty of the skeleton knight is +40. Close black lens bracket. The loyalty of the skeleton knight has reached its full value. Close black lens bracket. Glancing at the instantly full loyalty, Su Wu began to give orders. Like the skeleton knights before, the task Su Wu gave them was still to move at full speed and record the coordinates of all parts of the Dawn Forest. This is the highest priority right now. Only by spreading the records of the spatial coordinates to the far side of the Dawn Forest, can he make the most of the information collected by Wang Chang and find more monster nests. And the more monster nests, the more supplies and troops he can get. As long as the snowball keeps rolling, it won't take long for Su Wu to complete the initial accumulation of resources. At that time, his plan can move to the next stage. Temporarily put away the treasure chest. After handing over the coordinates of the remaining monster's lair to Kang Yu, Su Wu activated space teleportation again. However, this time he did not teleport back to the territory. Space control, super speed regeneration, nirvana regeneration. With so many trump cards, Su Wu felt that he could speed up his plan a little bit. Even if he doesn't participate in the battle, he can record some special space coordinates first. For example, the capital of the Foxiao Empire. Chapter 30. The center of the Dawn Forest. About 1,000,000 meters away from Su Wu's territory, a huge and prosperous city sits here. This is the capital of the Foxiao Empire. As one of the only two major forces in the Dawn Forest, the Foxiao Empire's national strength is very strong. A tall stone wall surrounds the surroundings, and soldiers in exquisite armor are armed with weapons and stand on the high wall to alert the distance. It is about a kilometer away from the north gate. The ripples in the space flashed by, and Su Wu's figure suddenly appeared in place. Looking at the huge city in the distance, he finally breathed a sigh of relief after it took more than an hour to finally arrive. That is to say, he has space control, and after compressing the space, he can move 1 kilometer in 1 step. Otherwise, at this distance, even with the coordinates provided by Lucky Rabbit, he would not be able to make it in a short time. When I came to the gate of the city, I was stopped by the guards here. Lord, after swiping around Su Wu with a magic tool for identification, the soldier guarding the gate successfully fell into doubt. If I remember correctly, didn't you just come today? It's today, gatekeeper. So how did you get here? As the capital of the Foxiao Empire, the nearby territory tens of thousands of miles or even farther away has been divided into the territory of the Foxiao Empire. For new lords like Su Wu who just arrived, the location of the territory is basically far from the territory of the empire. It can't be that the boss drank too much when he made an announcement, and wrote the wrong content, right? Can't the lord go in? Su Wu wondered. Local forces like the Foxiao Empire generally have mixed attitudes towards their lords. But in general, before the lord appears in the 4th level territory, the empire level forces basically don't care too much. This is also the main reason why Su Wu dared to come. After all, if you want to attract the attention of a lion, you must at least have the size of a dog. If you can't even plug your teeth, there's really no need to care. The new lord can go in. After a short period of surprise, the city gate soldiers quickly recovered. Just as Su Wu thought, the current attitude of the Foxiao Empire towards its lords is towards the friendly side. However, the benefits that should be collected are still to be collected. The lord's entry fee is a low-level power stone. Give. No problem. After checking the composition of the power stone and confirming that it is not the kind of junk that is about to be sucked dry, the gatekeeper nodded in satisfaction. Perhaps because he was in a good mood, he let go and reminded him, "Welcome to the capital of the Foxiao Empire. Due to many vicious attacks recently, the patrols in the city are relatively strict. If you accidentally quarrel with local personnel, you'd better choose to back down, otherwise you may suffer a loss." Vicious attack. Su Wu once again took out a low-level energy stone and stuffed it in the past, Xiaolong. Actually, there's nothing to say. The smile on the guard's face grew brighter. It's just that some civilians disappeared inexplicably. The captain and the others went to the scene to investigate many times and couldn't find any useful evidence. If you want me to say, it's just that some guys started making trouble. As if thinking of something, the gatekeeper leaned over and whispered, "Some nobles rely on their relationship with the king, and they like to do some bullying things on weekdays." Well, that's probably the case. Anyway, you just need to be careful. If you act normally, it shouldn't be a big problem. Okay. Su Wu nodded and stuffed another low-level energy stone. "Can you give me some more information? The lucky rabbit is just a monster after all, and it usually wanders around in the wild forests." For the Foxiao Empire, she can only give Su Wu a general orientation and some basic introductions. If you really want to know more, you have to ask the locals. Ask it. Accepting Su Wu's power stone again, the soldiers guarding the city looked at Su Wu as if they were looking at the god of wealth. "I want to know who are the great blacksmiths in the capital. Also, please tell me some basic information about big figures in the capital." 10 minutes later, as the gatekeepers looked at their ancestors, Su Wu thoughtfully walked into the capital. However, compared to the blandness at the beginning, his mood is much higher now. Because, at the same time that the guard soldier just introduced him to some familiar names of the empire, his divine choice was triggered. Sacred choice triggered successfully. Close black lens bracket. Option 1. Go to the mysterious blacksmith Alicia to get the method of repairing the white jade sword. Close black lens bracket. Option 2. Go to the jar merchant Barnard to get a lot of high-quality treasures. Close black lens bracket. Option 3. Led Kang Yu to the strange old man Walter to obtain the only skill, Eye of Truth. Close black lens bracket. 3 options, each of which looks pretty good. Therefore, after hesitating for a second, Su Wu made a decision. He wants it all. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.